Hello everybody, Andrew Casey at Hypersanity Books for Kids. I'm reviewing Dumb and Dumber, Irrational Treasure. Number 1. Basic comparison. I will have to say, yes, Dumb and Dumber is a mature audience's type of movie. I would say with the comparison, it's not like the first movie or Dumb and Dumber 2, but more like the movie Dumb and Dumberer. This is a prequel, and yes, they are middle grade characters, and it's not canon to the original story. Also, there was a cartoon series of Dumb and Dumber. I haven't looked into that series too much, because at the time I didn't have a sense of humour. With this book, I did have a good laugh, and it was one that was enjoyable to read. Number 2. Teenie Hunter. The girl on the front cover, it's from her perspective, where the two characters are more like the antagonists of the story. The story is told from her perspective. With the story as well, she has a fallout with her best friend, although being around these two will make her appreciate her friendships. There are some interesting points that come through the book, but it touches on friendship a lot, and with these two characters, it makes her wonder about her own friendships. Number 3. Special needs. If you remember with the movie Dumb and Dumberer, it touched on special needs as one of the biggest focus of the story. Are they special needs? Are they not special needs? And that's some of the question that the main character asks herself within the story, because there are certain parts of the dialogue where she's thinking they're just having a joke, and then realise that maybe there is something more to these two characters that's putting herself in a chaotic situation. Number 4. Illustrations. There are so many illustrations within the book that add to the humour, and I think for middle grade readers, this is a perfect book for a good laugh. It's one of my favourite jokes. Lloyd has her permission slip handed in, and the mother has written on there to say, "Please take him, I need a break." There is also some humour where Harry has his homework handed in and Lloyd's put his name on it as well because he lost his homework, and it's just a drawing instead of describing how America was founded. So within the premise of the story, yes, it starts off within the school field trip at a museum. There are other aspects of the story that help with the illustrations just to add more of a laugh into the book, and even though it's black and white illustrations, it's simple and engaging and quite enjoyable. It also shows the two characters with big words above their head, so you can describe and understand which is which, who's Larry and who's Lloyd. But then it brings me to another question. Number 5. Who's dumb and who's dumber? Well, this is one of the big debates, because you see the Lloyd character is represented as being dumb, and then the dumber character is Harry. Though sometimes it's hard to say, because normally I would say the dumb side is the protagonist as Lloyd, who drives the plot and the story with his insane ideas, and Harry's just dumber because he's going along for the ride, being told to do whatever it is that Lloyd is initiating. So, which is actually worse? And I think with the big debate, I would say Lloyd is dumb and Harry is dumber. Number 6. Sentence structures. With majority of middle grade books, most are going to be written at least minimal 90% in simple sentences. However, when I noticed the main character with some of her dialogue and situations, sometimes it went into the territory of compound and complex sentences, especially because it's written in the first person perspective, while she is stuck in the situation while the two antagonists drive the plot along. So I've set up 4 examples from an amusement park, and with each example, the sentences get a little bit stronger. And I hope this inspires some of the younger authors within this channel, and a lot of older authors may get something out of this situation as well. Lloyd and Harry eagerly threw darts at the balloons. Lloyd and Harry devoured their ice cream cones quickly, and I tried to keep up without getting a brain freeze. Lloyd and Harry laughed loudly during the funny scenes, and I tried to shush them to avoid disturbing others. As Lloyd and Harry ran excitedly from exhibit to exhibit, I struggled to keep up, but I couldn't help smiling at their enthusiasm. For the seventh and final point, I enjoyed this book, and it had a lot of humour within it. I also find if you want to write certain stories from the first person perspective, where antagonists are with the protagonist to draw the story along, I think give this one a go. The illustrations are fun, and it might inspire you to work on your own story. And there are different examples where this situation can work. And also remember, you have a reliable perspective from the main character, and then the unreliable perspective is from the antagonist in this case. And sometimes there are different challenges that we face with people in our everyday life that will drive the story along. I just hope you keep safe out there. And again, as another disclosure, there was nothing within this video to imply or hurt anyone with special needs. It's just a lack of understanding and interpretation.